July 13th, 2025. Jungkook and Jimin choose silence. Their activities today are Haru today, July 13th, 2025. The world is shocked again, not by camera flashes, not by stage explosions or viral posts, but rather by one thing more silent yet much deeper: the silence of the two big names in K-pop history, Jungkook and Jimin BTS. No new uploads. There is no fan service. No smiles were displayed to soothe the longing of millions of fans. But it was precisely in the midst of that silence that something moving was happening. This morning, some local fans in South Korea who live around the memorial complex in Gangnam reported the unusual. Two figures in hats and wearing black masks were seen entering a small memorial area on the outskirts of the city. No security guards, no media attention, but their steps were slow and silent, as if bearing something heavy but sincere. Later it became known that the two figures were believed to be Jimin and Jungkook, who did not come for an official event, rather to remember something personally, maybe for other BTS members who are still undergoing military service, or even to recall memories of their own past during the hard times before the debut. According to the janitors who worked around the area, they only stood for a few minutes. Jungkook looked down for a long time, while Jimin seemed to be muttering something, maybe a prayer, or maybe just letting go of longing. They don't talk to anyone. After that, they just left, walking slowly without making anyone aware that two of the most famous artists in the world had just arrived in that very humble place. What made the moment even more harrowing is the fact that today marked 2 years in Festa 2023, the last moment where all BTS members performed fully before they entered the military. And although there was no official ceremony today, many soldiers realized that the silence from Jungkook and Jimin was not without meaning. It was a form of respect. Not only to the other members, but also to their journey as BTS, as friends, and as human beings who have gone through various wounds and victories together. No need for a stage. No need for a camera lens. Today they chose silence. On the other side of the world, armies from America, Japan, the Philippines, to Brazil made posts themed silent tribute for Jungkook, voicing the hope that whatever they are thinking today, may their hearts remain strong. "Sometimes silence is the loudest love," wrote one fan from France. "We feel you, even if you don't say a word." Even more surprising, tonight HYB suddenly changed the background of BTS's official website to plain black, with just a small caption, "Forever walking beside you." No explanation. There are no visual members. But the whole army immediately associated it with the moment that happened today. Their hearts are instantly connected, but the silence they chose today is actually the brightest spotlight for the army around the world. As if they don't need to say anything, the entire fan community can feel that July 13th, 2025 is not just an ordinary date. It is a day they dedicate to something more personal, deeper, and perhaps more painful than it seems. On one of the largest international community forums, many army reshared old clips from Festa 2022 and 2023, in which Jimin and Jungkook are seen very close. One of the videos that went viral again was the footage when they were sitting side by side at the BTS dinner session, and Jimin in a trembling voice said, "If one day we all go our separate ways, I just want to know you're okay." At that time, Jungkook did not answer with words. He just nodded and smiled a little. 2 years have passed since that day. BTS members are indeed taking their own paths. Some are still in the army, some are focusing on personal projects. But today, Jimin and Jungkook again walked side by side, not in front of the camera, not under the spotlight, but in silence. And that feels so much more touching. Not just for the fans, but for each other. Some K-pop watchers call today's moment one form of natural healing session that two big artists do without having to be announced as content. There is no YouTube title. There is no official vlog. But their moment left a much more imprint than any release. Because the army knows, when Jimin and Jungkook choose silence, it's not because they're moving away, it's because they're embracing something really meaningful. Meanwhile, some Korean media began to report on their activities in a respectful tone. One article from a well-known music outlet wrote, "Jungkook and Jimin show that not all love has to be shouted. Today, they have spoken to the world through sobriety." ARMY also began to fill social media platforms with artwork, poetry, to tribute-edited videos that capture the emotions of today. There is a video that brings together footage of the two of them from their trainee days, debuts, to the silent days of recent times with narration. They are not alone. We're not alone. As long as we hear each other, even in silence. There is no denying that moments like this are a reminder that BTS is not just a music group. They're stories of lives lived collectively alongside the millions of people who love them. And Jimin and Jungkook, today, are a reminder that while the world expects noise and luxury, sometimes the most powerful voices come from those who choose to be silent. At the end of the night, a mysterious upload appeared on BTS's official Weverse account. Just a photo of the dark night sky, no text, no tags. Many felt that the photo was uploaded by Jimin, the same sky he saw today as he stood with Jungkook in a place that only the two of them knew what it meant. The sky is quiet, but full of life. The ARMY knew they were building something. Maybe not a big project. Maybe it's just a little song or a letter that will be released at the most appropriate time. But whatever it is, today Jimin and Jungkook have given something that can't be bought: sincerity in silence, presence without expectations, and love that does not need a spotlight. And as the world continues to spin, tonight will always be remembered as the day Jimin and Jungkook voted together in silence and millions of hearts trembled. Because they know it's not just an ordinary day. This is a day that will be remembered forever. As the night wore on in Korea, one by one the ARMY began to express their impressions and emotions towards this unexpected day. For many people, July 13th, 2025 is not just a day without official activity from BTS, but a day full of meaning secretly. A reminder that love, loyalty, and memories are not always embodied in the cheers of thousands of spectators. Rather, they can live and grow in a silence that is mutually understandable. Several large fan bases such as Jungkook Global and Park Jimin_Union simultaneously announced a digital campaign titled "The Day They Chose Silence," where the ARMY is invited not to upload fancam, fan cover, or fan art promotional activities for 24 hours. The goal is only one: respect the silent choice of Jungkook and Jimin today as a form of emotional solidarity. If they are silent, let us listen, the campaign poster said, and like an emotional domino effect, streaming platforms such as Melon and Spotify began to be filled again by the playback of BTS's solutive and meaningful songs. Songs like Spring Day, 0 o'clock, To Still With You, and Promise climbed back up the playback trend ladder. As if the world is resetting its memory and heart to the original meaning of BTS, that they are not only idols, but travel companions in this life. One of the most moving things came from the open letter of a 65-year-old ARMY from Osaka, Japanese, which is translated into various languages. In his letter, he wrote, "I've lived long enough to know that silence doesn't mean indifference. It is precisely at my age that I know that the person who is most in love often does not say much." Today, I feel like Jimin and Jungkook are talking to all of us, not with their voices, but with their hearts. The letter went viral. Few people read it while crying. Meanwhile, fans residing in Korea began to visit places associated with the moment of the day. In front of the small studio where Jungkook and Jimin were seen last week, there were simple flowers laid by the ARMY. There were no large banners or crowds, just a small message on paper stuck to the wooden fence: "We are with you, always." And in the front yard of a small restaurant in Mapogu, a place they reportedly frequented since their trainee days, the restaurateur put handwriting: "To Jimin and Jungkook, thank you for growing into a person who keeps the taste even in silence. This house is always waiting for you to come home." That night, Seoul's skies were cloudy. No stars, but that's exactly what makes it all feel more honest. Because today is not about celebrations, not about fan chant shouts. It's about two humans who let the world pause, take a breath, and reminisce. About two friends who once stood on the highest point of the world, but today chose to return to Earth to walk together on a quiet but meaningful path.